Dogma 2.
We are.
Which I'm very excited about because I got some hands-on time with it.
I know, and famously, you played the original Dragon's Dogma so much that you had like a really vivid dream about living in the world of Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, it's 5 years long.
5 years of your life.
Not in real time. It was one evening.
In dream time. Do you think Dragon's Dogma 2 also has the potential to be the game of your dreams?
Oh, absolutely. Like, I think just that perfect fantasy RPG goodness, that like high fantasy world of dragons and people who need to be heroes in tough moments, like it is distilled in Dragon's Dogma 2. And it's a really nostalgic game, like coming back to it after playing the first one and getting all those feelings back of like, it just feels so magical and nice, and walking through with my pawns and being the Arisen, which is the fantasy chosen, about a cycle and breaking the cycle and figuring out what goes on there. So coming to this one, you are the Arisen, your heart has been taken by a dragon, which I saw in the gameplay, which was very cool. The dragon speaks with like, whoa, like proper dragon voice.
Classic Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Deep, growly dragon voice.
In dragon speak as well. So you're like,
exciting.
what are you saying? But yeah, it sticks its claws in you, chomps on your heart, and you wake up again as the Arisen with pawns in your service, which are these AI-generated party members that just love you and want to tell you how great you are all the time. Honestly, it's such an ego boost.
Followed around by many adoring fans.
Yeah, honestly, they were proper like, it's my life purpose to be with you, Arisen. I'm so honoured. Every time I spoke to them, I was like, yeah, you're right, thanks. That's 2 chosen ones. How does that work?
No, I can't.
No.
There's only one of you, surely, that's the real chosen one.
Yeah,
the other one
exactly.
must be just a false Arisen or something.
The main thing that I took away from my gameplay with this one was that delicious ability to jump on big baddies, cling to them and stab them to death.
This was the thing that I remember most about the first Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
I just have vivid memories of climbing up this monstrous chimera-type monster.
Yeah.
Like, that had a snake for a tail, and like being inside the snake's mouth and like holding its mouth open whilst another one of my party hacked its neck off.
Yeah.
Can you still do things like that?
Absolutely. So I was fighting kind of enemies in the world rather than outright massive bosses. So I found a griffin and some ogres and I absolutely slayed them. I was crawling on their back, I was stabbing them in the head, I was stabbing them in the belly and other such areas, like all of my weapons with elemental magic, which was very cool.
Right.
So fighter is very much your standard. You got a sword and a shield and you know what to do with them. Hit with your sword, block with your shield, just have a good time slashing things down and using your abilities. Ranger, using a bow, very good for flying enemies and knocking them to the ground that your party can jump on them and kill them for you. You take a bit of a step back and kind of shoot from the background, play it a bit more tactically. And Thief was my favourite because it's basically dual wielding and you also get a special ability which is a dodge step, which is really fast. So you can kind of run around an enemy and dodge around them and then get them with your dual wielding weapons. And then if you've got your mage pawn that's casting elemental magic on you with lightning, it's just very dramatic. It's very cool. So big fan of the Thief and interested to see where that spreads out into as well.
So do you have 4 people in your party?
Yeah, including you. So 3 party members with you, and they are your pawns. They tell you how great you are. They're lovely. You have 1 main pawn that's kind of like your pawn that you create, and then other 2 that join you.
Yeah.
In the original Dragon's Dogma, they were born from social connections, weren't they, online, so that other people's pawns from games would join you. I'm not sure how that's going to work in this one. But yeah, I had 3 in my party that were all very excited to see me. And a couple of them were Beastren, which is the new race being brought to Dragon's Dogma as well. I have nothing to say other than they're adorable. Like, they're very serious and, like people. They're just people. But just seeing a little lion-faced man that's helping me, like Max, my pawn, was like a Beastren mage in one of the builds I was playing, and just a little cat casting magic. I was like, this is what I wanted. Thank you so much.
So you should tell me about your boss fight, Ash, because I got an email yesterday, and I'm trying to find it now, from the Capcom PR, who said, and I quote, "I have never seen such boss-slaying skills before. So, what did you do? Tell me about this epic fight you had.
Oh, I didn't think. I was just playing the game. What
Maybe
can I
they
say?
were just being polite.
They might have been. I got a little compliment. Well, me and there was two people in the meeting, and they were like, "We've never seen such a skilled duo before." And I was like, okay, but yeah,
I dreamed about this game.
It's like I already know how to play. But it was the Griffin. So I like, it wasn't like a big, like, like the Hydra boss from the first game. There's a couple of Griffins throughout that you can fight. So that's why I was like, it wasn't a boss, but that was the one that I was on the back of, like stabbing in the head and climbing all over. So I think it was my climbing skills they were impressed with more than anything, which I was as well. Honestly, it's so fun. Outside of me being really great at killing bosses, though, another point in the game that I think is really interesting and was a fun thing for me to explore was nighttime, where night comes in and it is literally pitch black. Like, you can't really see anything at all, which you're thinking, what? How's that a good thing? It's a good thing because you have to get out your lantern and it becomes super atmospheric. So night cycles, so it's this constant like day to night vibe, and you have to figure out where you want to travel and if it's safe, and getting your lantern out, not really being able to see much further than where the four of you have your light source. It's very intricate and interesting, and again, it's that proper immersive part of fantasy storytelling that Dragon's Dogma has always done so well, and Dragon's Dogma 2 is no different. So yeah, I had a great time playing it.
Sounds like the perfect Ash game.
It is. Like, I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3, so I'm very much in the mood for great fantasy titles. And this coming back from my childhood and offering a lovely little, re-entry point into it, and that so many other people are excited because of this like cult following, and people are going to jump on it and find new things out about it. I'm just really excited to see where it goes and what I can do in it as I get further down the line, and what vocations I'm going to unlock as well, because that's very exciting. But yeah, there's a little rundown of what I saw in Dragon's Dogma 2.
Thank you.
I'm incredibly excited for it, and I know you will be too, Rob, as a Dragon's Dogma fan.
Yeah, I love the first one.
Yeah, it's definitely first one, but more. It's in the RE engine as well, I should say. So you know it's good. It's good.
That is exciting.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this. Let us know in the comments what you're most excited for.
The return of the Sovereign.
Welcome, Arisen. We pawns have long awaited your arrival.
Learn aught you can of this world you must protect.
We ask that all be spared the horrors of the fell dragon.
From this moment forth, thou art arisen. Charge and all.
Here's my chance.
If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here?
When 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found.
Pitiable Arisen. Show me the path thou wouldst walk.
Emerging suddenly from the sea, we meet the giant Talos, who appears for the first time in this game, and who you will have to figure out how to stop.
What could possibly impel a being of such size to motion? I cannot but fear it will bring ruin wherever it treads.
We shall halt it together.
It seems to me there are plenty of places our feet might find purchase on its hulking frame.
Let us do whatever we can to slow it down.
might prove futile, but it is better than watching on in despair. A puppet with a penchant for destruction is a nuisance nobody asked for. Let us be rid of it.
Indeed. And where is it bound, I wonder?
Left unhindered, it will trample the world entire, but not on our watch.
Let us attack with the full sum of our strength. We must try to delay its course by any means.
Determined is the human kingdom, where you will be drawn into the power struggle for the throne. To have her son take the throne, the Queen Regent Disa plots to set a false Arisen. But why are pawns serving a false Arisen? On the other hand, the Beastren nation of Batal treats pawns as the source of misfortune, and instead worship the lambent flame to ward off calamity with Empress Nadinia at its center. Both kingdoms recognize the dragon as a threat, but their thoughts towards pawns and the Arisen differ. What will happen to the player caught between the beliefs and plots of these two nations? You can learn more about some of the game's intriguing characters on our official website.
Forgive me, you do not speak our tongue, do you? From this moment forth, so long as you remain by my side, I shall interpret for you.
Nenwen mor Iwanon. Alcarwa firnun eldaya menelume sur caril. Martir fa nun fionor. Minas vena eralote.
My friend, if e'er I've had need to call upon your aid, 'tis now. I beg of you to join me in my sister's rescue.
Master, watch out!
This battle is ours!
'Tis in more nightmarish a sight than I had feared. My father battles the ogre while my sister is clutched in its fist. But there is still hope, if I act quickly. Listen well, friend. I shall strike the beast's arm while my father...
You can see the Sacred Arbor, which is an elf settlement. The elves there communicate in their own language. Civilizations that pawns can acquire will make each of them more unique, and hopefully more enjoyable to journey with.
I'll see to it your burdens are shared between us pawns.
The Arisen and the main pawn. However, we've used photogrammetry technology to increase photorealism, while adding a way to simplify the process of creating characters. Selecting images that resemble the kind of look you have in mind provides a more intuitive way to create your ideal character. Arisen. The Trickster is a vocation that wields the censer and uses the smoke it produces to conjure illusions. By confusing the enemy into fighting themselves through illusions, or increasing the power of pawns beyond the normal parameters for a limited period of time, this vocation focuses on support and use of unique strategies. The Trickster is a devious vocation that takes advantage of the enemy's enhanced behavior AI.